Welcome back, Portal Masters. SCL Matt here for another live unboxing. We had an unboxing last week, but it was not. There were no figures. There were no figures. It was just we did some Battlecast stuff and one of the collector's tins. Actually, the collector's tin that will be up for auction this week uh, on Friday during public auctions. So I'll have the auction preview video up after this live stream. It's currently scheduled to go at 3 p.m. So if this stream runs a little bit long, then well, it'll be up before I'm done. Otherwise, I will push it live as soon as we're done with this stream. So we'll see how that goes. Skylander Geek, Frank the Portal Master, Chaotic, welcome. Internet is horrible right now. That's unfortunate. But yes, we're glad you're here. Biggie John, yes, unboxing day. Wait, is it actually Boxing Day? I don't remember what Boxing Day actually is. That'd be kind of funny if it actually is Boxing Day today. Sevenfold, Courtney, Skylander Gamer TV, Climbing Games, welcome. Tornado warning was lifted. Courtney, what were you having tornado warnings down there? We didn't have any warnings up here, but hey. Beat Giants extra hard next time. Yeah, that was a rough game on Sunday. I've always said I don't like the London games. Bad things happen, weird things happen. You see some of the weirdest upsets, but we did not play well either. So it is what it is. But yeah, Sevenfold, glad you're here. Frank, have you considered making an app for the business? No, mostly because one, what I have works, and two, apps are not only expensive to create, but they are expensive to maintain. You know how often Apple and Android like to make updates to their devices, and basically every time they throw out an update, you got to update your app too. So it's not a cost that I think I can afford right now. So it's probably not going to happen anytime soon, but we'll see. Maybe sometime in the future, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. All right. Boxing Day. Oh yeah, Boxing Day is around Christmas. I was thinking Thanksgiving for some reason, but no. Okay, Christmas. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yikes, Courtney, stay safe. I'm glad it's over, I guess, but yikes. Yes, someone is getting their first loss this Sunday. That's true. Honestly, I'm rooting for Cooper Rush. I do not like the Cowboys, and I do not like rooting for them, but I'm a little bit of a Cooper Rush fan right now. It's exciting to see a guy like that who's been sitting back seat for so long finally get his chance to shine, and he's making the most of it. He's making the most of it. That's all we can say. All right. Ooh, you're closing in on 1 year since the channel membership started. I didn't even realize, but that's awesome. No, I can't say that I have any plans because I didn't even know that was coming up. I didn't keep track of that date. But yeah, maybe people have been asking for another kind of Super Saturday, or well, they've been asking about doing the 30 for 30 again. Actually, maybe that they're right now. YouTube is not a priority for me, I guess, is if I'm being honest about it. I mean, you've seen there hasn't been many other videos other than these live streams for the unboxing and the auctions. Um, haven't put out much other content, and as bad as I feel about that, I've been trying to focus more on the shop and moving things forward there because that's where the main part of the business is right now. And so I've been focusing on getting more figures. I've been focusing on updating the site. I've been focusing on um, right now. I'm hoping to get the international shipping experiment emphasis on experiment up and running within the next week or two. That will just be for our Canadian friends first. They're gonna run the experiment for me, hopefully. But I I have a few other plans and additions for the shop, and I kind of want to get them up and running first before I return my focus elsewhere. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. How much is Lycor Pop Fizz worth? I mean, my my value for it is going to be whatever I have it listed for in the shop. And right now, I think that's somewhere in the like $25 to $30 range. So that'd be my estimate. I mean, you might, depending who you say, if you find the right buyer, maybe you can sell it for more. But yeah, if you're asking about value of kind of standard figures like that, all I can say is check the shop because that's kind of where I value them at right now. What are my thoughts on Pop Fizz? Pop Fizz is not one of my favorite characters by any means. I feel like I need to give him another chance because he feels. I feel like he might be one like a little bit more of a complex character, kind of like Gear Shift. Like, can you just button mash with them and be successful? Sure. But to fully use their abilities, do you kind of have to know what you're doing? Yes. And so I'm wondering if like I feel Pop Fizz is kind of that same way. Like he has different potions and different potions do different things, and I couldn't even tell you what they do. So I'm not using him to his fullest ability. I don't think. I just chuck potions wherever I can. I still button mash with him. I think so. But Chris, Ice Creeper, Adam, welcome. Glad to see you as well. So this is unboxing. Let's start unboxing some stuff, and we can continue our conversations as we go. But it looks like I'm gonna have some unwrapping to do here. I'm seeing a lot of bubble wrap, which I love, but it does take me a little bit longer to unbox them live when they're all wrapped up. All right, first thing we got is Game and Portal. So we have Imaginators for the Wii U, along with the Portal, obviously, which is going to be just the standard Portal there. We got a secondary Game and Portal. Let's see if I can cheat that bubble wrap. Also for the Wii U, we have Superchargers. And there's Portal. This may be an indication of what we're getting in here. Straw Desert, yeah. Do you normally buy things from others who want to get rid of duplicates? Absolutely. So, I mean, the thing is, as Courtney says, I'm always buying figures. So the tricky part is if you just have a few duplicates, like if you're selling me like 10 figures or less and they're just common stuff, I'm not going to be able to offer you enough to even like cover the cost of shipping. So if you have a little bit medium to large size lot, maybe we can work something out. But smaller lots of common figures can be tough. So it really depends what you have. But I am willing to take a look at it. Either send me a DM on Twitter or an email with pictures and your asking price, and we'll go from there. But yeah, I'm always buying I tell people I'm always buying if the price is right. So if we can agree upon a price, I don't care what's in the lot. We'll make it work. Artioka, will I be doing something special for the Giants' 10-year anniversary? I don't have anything special planned right now. I know some other folks, some other YouTubers are planning some stuff, and I will be a part of at least one of them. I sent over a video file to someone, so you'll see my face somewhere if you check out all the anniversary stuff that people put out. But yeah, that's another thing. Like YouTube is just not a priority for me right now. Like I want to get back to making more YouTube content, and I want to get back to bigger, longer live streams and stuff like that. But there are things that I have prioritized for the shop over YouTube right now. So that's where I'm at. All right. Giants figure focus. Yeah. Yeah, Courtney, that would be if I were to do all the Giants in one figure focus, I would need a good amount of time to put that up. And the 10th anniversary is coming up very shortly, isn't it? Within like the next week. Like I wouldn't have time to put that together. Not the way I would want to do it. Steven, is Gusto's Boomerang considered a collectible variant? So I mean, I would say no, personally. But that's because I don't collect variants like that. Like even Purple Lip Chill, I don't collect variants like that. Now, if you find a Gusto that has a very clear boomerang with like no blue in it, you may be able to find a buyer for that will pay you some extra money. But for the average person, most collectors don't care about that. So that's one of those kind of sort of variants that you need to find the right buyer. And so if you can find the right buyer, more power to you. Great, awesome. But I'm never going to include that on a list of like this is an official variant. No, it's just it's almost a defect at that point. But some people collect that. Yeah, similar deal for completely clear traps. Like I've only had one trap pass through the shop that I felt was completely clear. And we sold that at auction and it went for upwards of like $150 because we found the right buyer. We found someone who valued it that much. But for all the other ones that, still have a little bit of blue in them, it's like, well, okay, yeah, they're different and noticeably different, but not to the point that I put any more value on them. I would just sell them in the shop like that. And I have sold them in the shop like that. All right. Looks like we're on to some figures. See what we can find. All right. So these are going to be a little bit easier open, not in bubble wrap necessarily, but in Ziploc bags. So we got ourselves Hot Streak. We got Tomb Buggy. There's Stealth Stinger. Oh, Thump Truck. I haven't seen this guy in a while, I feel. Be good to have him back in the shop. Of course, he's going to be like the only one, and he'll sell out right away. But there's a Shark Tank. Sea Shadow. Clown Cruiser with a little bit of dust hanging from him. Ooh, yeah, that one's maybe in a little rough shape. Maybe just a little dirty. We'll have to clean them up and see what happens. And a Shield Striker. All right. A lot of good questions in the chat today, so I'll try to keep up with these. Recall you mentioning you had plans or desire to hire another person or so. Any movement on that? So I have hired a VA, a virtual assistant, um, to help out. That's Taylor. If any of you are subscribed to my newsletter, um, you may have met her already. So Taylor is currently not only helping with the newsletter, getting that sent out every week, but she is also um, actually the one putting the auctions up every week. So I still get all the items together and I still make the video and stuff, but she's the one actually listing the items for me. And if any of you take part in the private auctions, you may have gotten an email that is signed by Taylor because she is the one contacting the winners of the private auctions for me. So that is the only other person I've hired. She's not a full-time employee. It's just a contractor for now. So Jillian is still my only employee, but Taylor will be taking on a few more responsibilities here and there. You may see more emails from her. Um, if you have like customer service questions, if there are problems with your order or something like that, you may eventually see some emails from Taylor. But yeah, that's where I'm at with that. I haven't hired anyone as another employee, but I do have a little bit more help right now. And Artio, can I tell you about the international shipping experiment? So, I mean, it's just I'm getting all the pieces in place to see if I can make international shipping work. And it's going to be a slow rollout. Like I said, Canada, I know I have a lot of people that have been requesting Canada, Canada, Canada. It's also the cheapest country to ship to. Um, so I'm going to try it out there first and see if I can get that to work. And if that works, then I'll slowly roll it out. Like I think UK will probably be the second country I roll out to. Um, After that, it'll be a toss up if I go like if that works still, like maybe we go everywhere, maybe I just slowly roll out country by country. We'll see. But Australia will be at near the top of the list. And then other European countries. I know I have some folks out in Germany, Italy, France out there. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Um, but yeah, it's just gonna be. When I say experiment, I just put that out there to say if it doesn't work, I'm reserving the right to discontinue the program. Essentially, like I'm not promising that this is going to be forever. I'm not promising that I know it's going to work and that it's going to come out to all countries eventually. It's an experiment. I'm trying something out and seeing if it works. And if it works, we can keep going with it. Great, Scott. Welcome. Glad to have you here. All right, more figures. We got some Imaginators. Surprise, surprise. Since we pulled out a Superchargers game and a Imaginators game, that we have those figures as well. Courtney, you've done well shipping except Mexico. You mean you've had problems shipping to Mexico? Is that what you mean? All right. I do actually have my game set up today, so we can test some figures as we go. All right. We have Boom Bloom. And there is your Golden Queen. So we'll start resetting these again. Ooh, there we go. How about a Dark Wolfgang? Dark Wolfgang. So we not only have Imaginators, but we have some variants. And here is Mysticat. We got Dr. Neo Cortex. Bad Juju. Quick question: I have light core pop fizz in my collection from a lot. So it's pretty expensive online. Do you know what makes them rare? So yeah, Great Scott. I mean, it's same thing that makes most things rare. That are kind of standard figures. It's the same reasons like Echo and um, Spotlight Blackout, all those Trap Team figures, why they're expensive and rare. It was just poor distribution. It's like the last light core to be released. I personally never even saw him in stores. So if that tells you something about how hard he was to find. Now, some people I know did find him. He did make it to the US. It wasn't just an international release or anything like that. But yeah, that's he was harder to find in the US. Let's put it that way. So all right. Do I think minis are necessary? Necessary? No. Are they fun and cute? Yeah. So I mean, I still stand by, like, I think they originally intended for the minis to get their own game, and somewhere along the line someone put the kibosh on that, and now we just have minis that were tacked on to a different game. So they're definitely not necessary by any means. Ooh, long delays and missing packages. I don't like that, Courtney. Now I'm scared to ship to Mexico. Oh, Mexico Post does not have tracking. Interesting. I'll have to keep that in mind. Do I just not reset DK and Bowser? Currently, I do not. They are the exceptions to my rule of resetting things. Since I'm on PlayStation, I don't have a way to reset them right now. So, I think someone mentioned I might be able to do it on like a 3DS or something, but I also haven't had anybody complain that I haven't reset them. So if I get to that point, maybe. But correct, I just do not reset them right now. All right, more figures. Got Chain Reaction. One of his chains is a little bent there, but still intact. And speaking of bent weapons, how about an Ember? Some Super Drooper swords. But yeah, that's just what happened. That material or something, for some reason, whatever material they used for Ember's swords and Aurora as well, they just droop like that. And or it may be they get bent and just don't like to bend back easily, but on their own, I should say. All right. More figures. How about some superchargers? Man, they like barely use these Imaginator figures. It's kind of sad. At first, you wonder if they reset them already, but then you find a guy like this who is at level 1 with 13 gold or whatever, and I guess they did play with them. All right, how about Nightfall? Such a good look. Like, might be one of the best dark characters. There's not that many to choose from, but Double Dare trigger happy. And speaking of which, there is Hammer Slam Bowser. Thankfully, his hammer is intact, which it is not always. Hey, stand up. What everybody's looking for, Super Shot Stealth Elf. We got another one. Fiesta, just in time for Halloween. Oh. Don't drop this guy on your toe. It'll hurt. Mistletoe dive claps. There is a legendary Astroblast. Got High Volt. See him again later in the auctions. Got our standard dive claps. Lava Lance Eruptor. There's Splat. And the last one in this bag is Smash Hit. So work on resetting these as we get through the chat again. Little brother saw your Nightfall video, wanted to sell his even though it was the fixed version. Yeah. Yeah, the fixed version, I mean, is fine. It still has some value to it, especially if it's still in the box. I mean, adds a little more value there too. But yeah, if you, I know people yet who are looking to buy the defect version because from what I know, most people actually took advantage of the program they put out and returned theirs for a new one, which I always felt was kind of silly when like they were gonna make the old ones work. So why do you need to bother with the like exchange program? That didn't really make sense to me, but yeah. Favorite light and dark element. So favorite light element is probably Spotlight. They got that one right away. But dark element, like I do not like Blackout. I do not like Nightmare. Nightfall was pretty good, but Starcast and Hoodsickle, I think, are better. And it's basically a tie between those two. So I have a hard time separating them. I really like both of them. Already in the market for the old box Nightfall. Yeah, exactly. I have one, but I'm keeping that for my collection. But yeah, I haven't seen an old box Nightfall in a long time. I haven't really like checked eBay for them. But yeah, I think they're going to be hard to find because I think most of them were returned and destroyed. At least the boxes. Like, I'm kind of guessing they probably, like, I would have repackaged the figures. That's because, like I said, the figures kind of worked, or they could get them to work. All right. Skylander Geek, I'm glad you can make it too. I always feel bad when people jump on like the last 2 minutes as I'm saying, hey, see you next week. And they're like, hey, I'm here. I finally made it. And well, sorry about that. Kind of just missed it. So yes, I'm glad you could make it. If you return out of box Nightfall, would you have received one new box? So I don't remember exactly what happened. If it was they gave you a new Nightfall, or if it was just like credit for another figure, or if they sent you a random figure, or if it was like we'll send you the new Nightfall plus another figure or something like that. Like there may have been some additional incentive for people to send them in, but like I don't really recall because I didn't do it. I'm like, "No, I'm gonna hold on to this one." Like, I'll buy a new one when you put them out in stores, which I did. That's the one I opened. But, like, as a collector, I knew that, okay, if this is a defective thing, like, it's gonna be worth something. Yeah. Yeah, how did it slip past them at first? Like, that's a good question, like, did they not test any of the figures? Like, I'm guessing something must have accidentally been switched in the code, um, between, like, their final approval and when they actually shipped it out. Like, someone accidentally changed something, 'cause I mean, they have to have tested the figures. Like, that seems like QA 101, test all the figures in your game. And I mean, they must have been able to play with Nightfall to, test the figure, look at the design, test the abilities and stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't know. What's my opinion on Prison Break? I think I like him. I think he's middle of the road. He's not top of my list. He's not at the bottom. So, here, this is what I do with Bowser and Donkey Kong. I just put him on the portal and say, hope to see this message. This toy can't be used with this game. Because that basically tells me, like, the chip still functions. It's reading something off the chip, and it knows that it can't be used with this game. So the chip's not dead. Um, but yeah, Prison Break is just kind of average figure for me. Like, I enjoy using him, but he's not my favorite. What's the most expensive Skylander I have? That's debatable. Um, I mean, I have red camo, so that's up there for sure. I have a clear whirlwind, that's up there. But then I have, like, the employee edition Prison Break from Giants, that could be up there. I have I have, like, my custom printed 3D printed Imaginator. That's literally a one of one figure. No one else has that figure, and they're not printing them anymore, so no one else can make that figure. Um, so is that the most expensive one? I personally, I would say so. Which reminds me, I actually have another that 3D printed Imaginator I picked up months ago that I still need to sell. I should think about that. When are we gonna sell that one? Totally forgot I had that one yet. But yeah, so something along those lines. Talking about Nightfall, who do you think is more rare, Nightfall or Astro Blast? Nightfall, 100%. Nightfall is much harder to find than Astro Blast. Not only did Astro Blast come out with the legendary version as well, but even if you don't count the legendary version, the fact that Astro Blast came out in like an adventure pack, or what do they call those, racing packs or whatever they were? Um, the replacement for the adventure pack in Superchargers. That it came out in one of those packs and it was very well distributed. Like, just think about how many Sky trophies are littered all over the place. Um, that's how easy Astroblast is to find. So, yeah, Astroblast was easy to find. Nightfall came out in a later wave, then was defective, then had to be reissued and was not distributed quite as well. So, like, yeah, Nightfall is definitely harder to find than Astroblast. I mean, still not super, super rare by any means, but definitely harder to find than Astroblast. Um, yeah, always good to keep products that are exchanged. Yes. Oh, yeah. If the battery was going to explode on me, sure, I'll uh I'll exchange that. But yeah, that's how Portal Power got TV got Talon traps. I I've heard people doing that. I didn't ever mess around with that. Um, how much did the printed figures cost? I don't recall offhand. I want to say it was somewhere in the range of like 50. $50 maybe? Like, saying that out loud right now sounds high, but like 30, 50. Like, I kind of remember thinking it was higher than I wanted to spend. Mine I actually got because, Rob over at CoinOp TV had an extra, code that he was given to get one for free since he was a member of the media. They gave him a few codes to use, and he gave one to me. So that's actually how I got mine. So I didn't actually pay for mine. Um, so that is yeah, I can't even go back in my records and say, "Oh, yeah, here's the bill I paid for it." Um, yeah. Alright. Artioka, you have some custom Skylanders. Potentially. I'd wanna see them first and see what we're dealing with and how many we're dealing with. Um, I don't necessarily wanna flood the site with customs right now. That's not but yeah, we can talk if you wanna show me what you have. Since I'm on the PS5, would you say the switch from PS4 graphics to PS5? I I don't notice. I mean, this game wasn't created for graphics, and I've never compared them side by side. I'm sure there's people that have. I know there's people that have. You can go find their videos on YouTube. I don't analyze graphics that closely, and for a game like Skylanders, I I don't think you're gonna notice. So I'm not worried about it. Courtney, have I ever seen E3 Spyro in person? No. In pictures, yes. Um, but yeah, like I know they exist, but I don't. Yeah. If you want a printed figure, it was $80. Wow. Wow, that seems high. Can I deliver to Italy? Not directly, but if you want to use this third party service like Stackery, that is your option currently. As I was talking about at the beginning of the stream, I am close to starting my international shipping experiment. I will be starting first with Canada. If Canada goes well, I will extend it to other countries eventually. Um, but it's just an experiment. And like I said, I'm starting with Canada and it'll take time before I open it up to other countries. So we'll see how it goes. Hope that that experiment goes well if you want me to ship directly to other countries. But right now, the only option for international orders is through companies, third party services like Stackery, freight forwarders, essentially. But you can check them out if you want to do that. Do I think Ninjini is the most rare giant, not counting variants? I mean, kind of. She was for the longest time because she was the last one released. Um, Nowadays, I don't know if it's just popularity or if it's actually rarity, but I see a lot of times Thumpback sells out before Ninjini, but I would say it's between Thumpback and Ninjini. Um, just by my normal measures, typically the last one to be released is the hardest one to find because the fewest number of them got out there. So that would be Ninjini and Giants. That would be Doomstone in in Swap Force and stuff like that. So typically the last one to be released, right? That was Enigma in Trap Team. So if you follow that pattern, yeah, Ninjini is probably going to be the hardest one to find, but Thumpback is up there sometimes too, depending on the day. All right. Please sell to Spain as well. Like I said, if the Canada experiment goes well, we can get to other countries, but slowly, slowly. If I could ship to one country in the world, same price as the States, what country would I choose? Um, honestly, well, I might choose something like Australia because it's so far away and costs a lot. Um, and I know there's a lot of folks down there too. But like I may actually get the most requests right now for Canada. And that's only part of the reason why I'm starting with them. Like I said, it's it's also the closest country and therefore the cheapest country to ship to internationally. So it's still expensive, but cheaper than the other ones. All right. Courtney, you make a good point there too. Thumbback and Genie are easily damaged. You're right. I do get a lot of damaged thumbbacks in particular. I get damaged in Genie too, but I feel I get more damaged thumbback. That anchor likes to break. And so um it's I suppose if you count all the damaged thumbbacks that I've gotten, they would be a lot easier to find. So you make a good point. You make a good point. Like the damaged ones certainly hurt their supply right now. And Biggie John, yes, I will gladly ship to Australia in exchange for yawn traps. If any Australians out there have some yawn traps, if you have access to yawn traps, I will happily ship just about anything to you in exchange for those yawn traps. Scooter looking forward to UK shipping as well. Yeah. Like I said, we'll try to get there, assuming the Canada experiment goes well. So we'll see. All right. We have more figures here. Looks like we have some more vehicles. Get these out of here. I can't test these right now. We can test them later, perhaps. So there's Crypt Crusher. We have a Burn Cycle. There's our Gold Rusher to go along with that Double Dare Trigger Happy we had earlier. There's Jetstream. And Dive Bomber. There's the Reef Ripper. Sky Slicer. Looks like it got sliced a little bit. So if you can see this here, the tip of it, like it looks like someone took a file to it and tried to like file it down, or maybe it just got like, if you took it and like scraped it across the concrete, like that's kind of what it looks like. So I'm going to set that one aside in the damage pile for now. Got ourselves a soda skimmer. There is a barrel blaster with its brake handle and headlight intact, which I believe is on sale right now in the shop this week. We got ourselves a legendary Sunrunner. And there is the Splatter Splasher. Courtney, no, you have not missed a trophy. I've not pulled out any trophies yet. I'm sure there. I think there are some in here though. The only have a damaged thumbback. Yeah, it's the anchor. Absolutely anchor. Yeah, Scooter, if you have access to a bunch of Thrillipedes, we can probably talk to. Ripped off Thumbback's arm, Chop's arm, Stealth House head, Flash Wing's wing, and both High Five. Yeah, High Five's wings are rough. They are. But yeah, Thumpback's arm, I'm surprised how often I see that broken too. All right. Let's see what else we got in here. How about some more Imaginators? Everybody likes Imaginators. There is a Flare Wolf. Got his tail intact there. Start testing these again. How about a Dark Golden Queen? And we have Aurora with swords going every which way. Usually they're all bent downwards, but this one going the other way. So, yeah. Swords all over the place. Very, very active character there. All right. Here is Crash Bandicoot. Go along with that Cortex we got earlier. One of my favorites here, there is Starcast. All his stars intact. Can't get out of here without a Kingpin. And there's my other favorite, Hoodsickle. Happy to see him. And the last one in this bag, I'm sure someone will be happy to see, because this one won't last long in the shop either, but we have a Jingle Bell Chompy Mage. Yeah, Courtney, this has definitely been an awesome lot. It's happy to get this one in. And we're not done yet. We're still going. Still got 2 or 3 bags of stuff left. So let me get through these last few characters here, and then we'll jump into some more. 23 Ninja Stealth Elves. Sure. We can wait till 35. That doesn't bother me. Pi Magna, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Haven't seen you in a while. Haven't talked much Lego, I feel. Ooh, Skylander Geek. I don't think I am expecting a T-Rex. I think this lot is honestly just Superchargers and Imaginators. So I don't think, unless they surprised me and they know me and included one, I don't think I actually purchased one in this lot. So for those of you counting at home, this is not an official lot. Oh, I think I spy some trophies. Oh, they even got their own separate bag inside a bag. So here, I'll pull them out so you can see them. But we got our C trophy. We got our Sky trophy. We got our Chaos trophy. And the one everybody has been waiting for. We got our Land trophy. So, yes, there will be a whopping one Land trophy in the shop this Saturday. Who's going to get it? I mean, that thing's going to sell out in the first 2 minutes, guaranteed. So if you want it, you got to be there at 1 p.m. Central Time this Saturday. And yeah, that's all I can say. Only there's going to be one winner, and unfortunately, I'm not going to call you losers, but folks that are disappointed. There's nothing I can do about it right now. Yeah, Pi. Sorry, I guess I did miss a previous message from you. Been busy. Trip to Denmark and Paris. Nice. One of 250 a year to tour Lego's factory. That's that's amazing. Did you get to like any chance they let you take footage or not so much? I'm guessing they're probably pretty secretive about that, especially if they only let a few people in every year. That's awesome. That's awesome though. Ice Creeper is a land trophy rare. Yeah, it's pretty hard to find, unfortunately. Like I see Double Dare Trigger Happy and um the Gold Rusher more than the land trophy, which doesn't make sense because they were all sold together. But yeah, it's definitely the hardest trophy to find and most sought after. Biggie John, right. First to check out, not just to get it in your cart. Because yes, I'm sure many people will have it in the cart. All right. We got ourselves Spitfire. A few more superchargers here. Courtney, did I sell out of the card tins? I don't think so. Are they listed as sold out or are you just not able to find them? Um I think I only sold one maybe this week or this past weekend. Um so I got 5 in total. I opened the one on stream, which I will be auctioning off this week. I think I sold one on like Saturday or Sunday. So I think there should still be 3 in stock. But if you can't find them, let me know. I may have to look into make sure I didn't accidentally hide it. Like I said, I think I sold one, so I think somebody must have been able to find it somehow. Yeah, they should be there. Oh, no footage. Yeah. Let's go on the factory floor next to machinery. Nice. Do they give you like a Lego piece fresh off the factory line and get put that in a like a plaque and label it and or like piece 249 out of 250 from the year 2020. I don't know. Oh, Courtney, you're the one that sold. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I think you're the only one to buy one then. All right. We got ourselves Donkey Kong, turbocharged Donkey Kong. So it cannot be used. Which we knew that. Hurricane Jetpack. Big Bubbo Pop Fizz. Deep Dive Gil Grunt. Stormblade. A legendary Hurricane Jetpack. Sharkshooter Terrafin. And can't go wrong with Bone Bash Roller Brawl. All right. One more bag down. We got 2 more bags to go, looks like. Oh, no brick off the line. As they're 200 degrees Celsius. Yeah. Okay, you did receive an exclusive brick at least. Okay. That works. That works. At least you got something. They're not going to let you take footage. At least they give you something to take home. So yeah, Courtney, I know they have the variants, but like I feel I see the regular ones um more often than even the variants or the land trophy for sure. And that's what surprises me because the standard figures were not released outside of the racing pack. But yeah, we'll see. Happy I'm selling some of the figures at the price you are. I don't know anyone that's been able to find Jade Flashwing at such a low price and glow in the dark Cinder. I'm happy to help. Happy to help. Usually I feel my prices are pretty much in line with the rest of the market, but if they're still cheaper, cool. Factory was actually a part of a larger fan tour. Oh yeah, I kind of figured. So Pi Magna, like, were you? Is this something like they invited you to, or you had to apply for, or like I kind of figured it's because you're like part of the media and doing Lego stuff, um, and that's why they invited you. Am I wrong about that? With every set ever made, sealed factory and tour the Lego house with one. That's awesome. That's awesome. 2 exclusive minifigures and free sets. Man, that's great. Yeah. I mean, that's a once in a lifetime experience right there for sure. That's hard to beat. Yardstick. My favorite is Spyro's Adventure, and currently my least favorite is Swap Force. That rotates between Swap Force and Superchargers. But yeah, the Vicarious Vision games are at the bottom of my list. All right. How about this bag is ooh. Okay. Another set of bags within bags. We'll get through this. Yeah, you're gonna have a problem finding cheap light and dark traps, that's for sure. But we have a Magic Pyramid Creation Crystal. And Air Lantern. Undead Claw. The Dark Rune. That would have been with the Dark Edition starter set. We've seen all the Dark figures. Well, we've seen 2 of them. We haven't seen Dark Kingpin yet. We've seen Dark Golden Queen and Wolfgang. Sure, he's coming though, right? There's Earth Rocket. Water Armor. Fire Reactor. And Earth Armor. Something a little bit different here. We do have gold and silver chests. Put you back on here. Can clear those out. I also have the Griffin Park Observatory alongside the Enchanted Elven Forest. Got a light fanged creation crystal. Here's the Air Angel. Life Rune. And a Tech Reactor. So I think we got, looks like all the elements with, yeah, they bought one of each element plus the 2 adventure packs. So we got the double on Earth and Air, because that's what was in Griffin Park and and Enchanted Elven Forest. Skylander Geek, see ya. Pi Magna. Oh, yeah, everybody's saying goodbye to Pi Magna. There we go. Pi, have a good week. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for the updates. Ooh, Chris, you're working on some Lego Skylanders? I'd be interested. Let me know how this goes. Keep me updated. I've thought about that too. The prices on the shop are pretty good for Blackout and Splatlight. I'm glad to hear that. Purchased a ticket. They offer 5 tours every year. There was an event for Lego Meet a few weeks earlier, but my site is too small. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Cloudx, I do sell inbox Skylanders, not in the shop though. Inbox Skylanders are going to be found in the auctions, in the weekly auctions. Some the inbox ones for sure in the private auctions, which you have to be a VIP for, or sometimes in the public auctions. So I have this week's auction preview video going up. You can see some of the old auction preview videos on the channel to see kind of what goes into those auctions. But this week's auction preview video will be going live in about 45 minutes or when I'm done with this live stream. So 45 minutes or less, and you can see what's coming in this week's auctions. But you'll see that, yeah, there'll be 6 new unbox items and the private auctions, and then the public auctions have 15 items, but there's a lot of other not inbox characters. So, yeah, I don't currently sell them in the shop, but I do sell them. All right. Ooh, Courtney. Light and dark for $100. That's not bad. Are they inbox or out of box? I mean, either way is good, but if they're inbox, that's really good. All right, so that was our silver chest. Here's a gold chest. We'll get this out of the way. And then the last bag of figures. We already kind of know some of the items that are going to figures that are going to be in here based on other things we've seen. Like we're expecting a Dark Kingpin and probably we already had Boom Bloom. But there should be an Airstrike to go along with the adventure pack there. All right. See what we got here. Got ourselves Tri-Tip. And there is Airstrike. They're loose. Awesome. Fair enough. Still, $100 is a decent deal for those light and dark sets right now. Candy coated chopscotch. There's a nice Halloween variant for you. Anybody looking for that one? Right time of year. And we have a legendary pit boss. And there's our Dark Kingpin that we were waiting for. How about Barbella? Not damaged this week. Is intact. Skylander Midge. Have gotten sidekicks from Spiral's Adventure. Need 3 of them. Yeah, I think I actually still have some in stock in the shop right now. Like go to SCL Collectibles. That'll take you straight to the shop. SCLcollectibles.com. It should be the link should be down in the description. Actually, I always put it down there. But yeah, I think I still have some of the sidekicks available. I was just looking. I think I saw a Gil Runt in there. I don't know about the rest of them offhand. Like stock comes and goes very quickly in the shop. And so I'm not always able to stay on top of it. But yeah. Airstrike is one of the ones you don't get that often. I feel that's the other way around. I feel I get Airstrike more often than most Imaginators. So yeah, I don't really know how to answer that question because I think it's the opposite. Yeah, Troy, lots of Imaginators. Today has been all Imaginators and Superchargers. That's all we've been getting. There is Dr. Crankcase. So I don't think it's quite a complete set of Imaginators. I mean, we definitely haven't hit like Robo or Chompy Mage or stuff like that. But almost all of the other ones, I think we have hit. There is Tide Pool. Got Ambush. And it feels only right to end with this guy. We do have Chaos. So that is the final figure. That is everything for the unboxing. That's all I got. Yeah, maybe you're just not there when I get it. That's fair. That's fair. Kobe, yeah, I rarely get Egg Bomber Airstrike. Sure, I mean those Easter variants, Egg Bomber Airstrike and Hard Boiled Flare Wolf are definitely a little bit harder to come by. Any of the variants really from Imaginators are a little bit harder to come by. Candy Coated Chopscotch was probably the easiest one, I think. But yeah, the mystical ones are harder. I guess legendaries are relatively easy. Any Imaginators are not easy to find, but yeah. Ooh, Lego Dark Wildfire. That, Chris, I want to see how that turns out. I'm really curious about that. What's the rarest we got? Pumpkin Eyebrow. I mean, like I said, we basically got all the Imaginators except the super rare ones. Kobe, we did not get Wildstorm in this lot. So, I mean, Chaos is up there. We got the dark. We got the dark edition Imaginators. So those are up there for sure. Yeah, I mean, Starcast, Hoodsickle. Value wise, I guess they're up there. Nothing super rare, but yeah, land racing pack. That's true. We got a land trophy. The land trophy might be the rarest thing we got. As weird as that sounds. But Freddy needs a steel plated. I just got a steel plated Hoodsickle in the box this week. But that will obviously be going up in the auctions at some point. Not this week. But yeah, it was a pretty good lot overall. I think. I know some of you agree. Courtney agrees. One last question. Was your probably favorite variant? Oh, Quick Draw Rattleshake. Best in-game variant ever. I don't know if that counts chase variants, but most of the chase variants I don't like that well. So I'm going to stick with Quick Draw Rattleshake. Yeah. As common as it is, like, fantastic variant. Fantastic. Like, I even like that one better than the original figure, which is rare for me. Most of the times I say that, they put the best color scheme on the original figure. So none of the variants are quite as good. But Quick Draw Rattle Shake, yeah, that's where it's at. All right. Well, we'll get through chaos here. And then I think I'm going to call it a day, and I will release that auction preview video. So the rest of this week should be pretty normal. We got private auctions tomorrow. So I'll release a preview video today. We got private auctions tomorrow. We got public auctions on Friday. We got the shop update on Saturday, which will have all of these lovely figures. So you know there's going to be a good dose of Imaginators this week. And Superchargers for that matter. But yeah, everything, like I said, should be pretty normal for the rest of the week. So there we go. Thank you all for hanging out. Thanks for keeping the chat lively. It's been lovely as always. But that's all I got for today. So I'm gonna head out of here, and we'll talk on Friday for the auctions. I hope to see you then. Bye.